Are you paying too much in taxes? Elevated Tax and Accounting is a firm that specializes in tax planning and strategy to minimize your tax bill. Elevated Tax consult with you on tax strategy throughout the year, so no more waiting until the end of the year and hoping for the best. As a business owner, you know your sole focus should be spent working on your business, not in it. Outsourcing gives you the time to concentrate on the core reasons you started your company, to create and innovate a top-tier product and generate profits. Elevated Tax and Accounting, elevating you and your business with a modern professional touch.
Recently arrested, and now you're wondering, do I need to hire a criminal defense attorney? And the answer is yes, you do. This is not the time to gamble with your future and with your freedom. Here at Ryan & Miller, we have over 40 years of experience with criminal defense, and we take it very seriously that we protect our clients' rights. So if you have any questions and want to know how our team can help you, make sure to give us a call today.
Big Sky Track and Field Outdoor Championships in the books, and several champions from around the state of Montana, including the young man who joins us next, set an all-time Big Sky Conference meet record in the 1,500 meters. Harvey Cramb of Montana State, our guest. Harvey, thanks for joining us, man. How you doing?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me.
First of all, tell us about your strategy going into this meet, because you have a couple of the most demanding races on your sort of docket, and the 1,500 is fascinating because you got to run it twice. So first you got to qualify, and then you got to go run in the finals. So what was your mindset going into it? How are you planning on managing both the 800 and the 1,500, and especially having to run both the races twice?
Yeah, no, it can be demanding, and the focus of conferences, of course, is the team, and so that always makes it easy when you're running for your teammates. And so the first day was just about surviving and advancing, doing as little work as possible in those prelims, but still making sure your spot was secure. And then come the final day, we had four boys in that 1,500 final, and so we knew that we had a good opportunity to score some big points, and that was the focus, and just working together and seeing what we could do. And then coming off that 1,500 into the 800, it was just every little bit you had left.
Well, the time in the 1,500, a Big Sky Conference outdoor championship record, 3 minutes, 38.92 seconds. I know you knew you had that in you because you actually ran a slightly faster time in California earlier this year, but how do you sort of channel it and do it at the outdoor championships? And also, what did it feel like when you knew that you'd broken the record?
Well, to be brutally honest, I probably was 5-10 minutes after the race, I realized that I broke the record. I think with championship racing, the focus is so much on winning and competing that's where the mind was at for the race. And so we knew our strategy and our race plan and tried to execute that. And I guess the time was more of a byproduct of the race compared to the focus, for sure.
That's interesting, Fold. Explain that a little bit further, right? Because a lot of times you are running for a time, right? You are trying to, but you're trying to get the gold. You're trying to score points in this, right? Regardless of what the time is or how fast the heat is. So how do you sort of balance that? Describe that element of distance racing to people.
Sure. I mean, we're very fortunate that we get all the regular season to just go and chase times and try run fast and qualify for, later meets in the season. But conference is very unique in where the only thing that matters is the place you cross the line and scoring those points for your team. And so, it really wouldn't have mattered to us what time we ran, whether it was 20 seconds slower, as long as we won the race. So, with that in mind, we knew probably a faster race suited our team a little bit better. But it's still very tactical and came down to a pretty hard close in the end. Yeah.
Harvey Cramb, our guest here on Nuanez Now, ESPN Radio. He is a Montana State now Big Sky Conference champion in the 1,500 meters. Also took home the silver medal in the 800 over the weekend at the Outdoor Championships in Sacramento, California. You keep going back to the team, and I think that's such a fascinating part of track and field as well, because you're racing against yourself, you're racing against the clock, but you're also racing on behalf of this whole other conglomerate of people. So tell us about just what it takes to have sort of the buy-in to be all about the team this time of year.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I think it's very different to a lot of other sports where, there's all sorts of events. We've got our throwers, our sprinters, our distance. But when you have something, like conference that brings you together, it definitely makes it easy to buy into that. And sometimes these distance races aren't easy. They hurt, they're painful, but when you're running for something that's, bigger than yourself, it makes that a lot easier sometimes, for sure.
But it's become sort of like this rivalry between Montana State and Northern Arizona, both within the distances and just as a team. So, um,
Sure.
what do you think of just being a part of that? And yeah, what's the sort of the back and forth like between you and NAU?
Yeah, I mean, it's passionate. It definitely feels like a rivalry, and we spend most of our year talking about how we can end up on top. And I think last year was huge for us when we did win that team title. To like, this is now something that we can do, and this is the new standard. And I think they kind of felt that rivalry too, for the first time in a while. And so, yeah, there was definitely a lot of tension and a lot of pressure this weekend, and it just made it a lot of fun.
Big Sky Breakdown, proudly presented by the Bobcat Collective at Montana State. The Bobcat Collective is the NIL collective that serves Montana State University student athletes. The collective is partnered with Montana State to connect fans, alumni, businesses, and local nonprofits with Montana State student athletes. Opportunities through the collective allow student athletes to earn compensation while serving the greater Montana State University community. Sign up now for memberships and enjoy automatic entry into raffles for free tickets while supporting the bright minds at Montana State. They have multiple different membership tiers, and you can also be a one-time supporter, and you can also business partner or corporate supporter. Visit bobcatcollective.com for more. You yourself, you hail from Brisbane, Australia. When did you first learn about sort of the prowess of Northern Arizona and also sort of the rivalry between Montana State and the Lumberjacks?
Yeah, I mean, NAU is one of the most nationally respected distance schools, and so obviously growing up even outside the US, you're aware of them. But when I came across MSU and I was talking to Lyle, it really did become clear that we were trying to put ourselves on the map up there with them, and just a really good group of guys that are all buying into that. And so I think it was super cool to see that we outscored them in that 1500 final.
Was that part of the draw to Montana State? Is just sort of the leveling up, so to speak, of the program?
Yeah, for sure. The program is definitely been on the rise for a few years now, and I honestly see it's just going to keep going that direction. Coach Weiss is, he's all in, and it shows. And I think so are all the other guys. It's really cool to see.
Coaching certainly a big factor in that. What else do you point to that's helped Montana State sort of have such an upward trajectory?
I think it's just the legacy of guys. I think there's just so many people who have just really wanted this, and it doesn't even feel like it's a choice. You're on this team and you're all in. Like, that's the expectation. That's the bare minimum, and it shows in every day. And I think it's starting to show out there on the track. And yeah, it's just such a good culture and some seriously good seniors on our team that are leading the way.
Harvey Cramb joining us here on ESPN Radio. Speaking of, Rob McManus, one of those guys that sort of led the way, and he's going to join us next week to help us preview the regional meet. But the steeplechase remains in Bozeman, right? This has been amazing to watch, all these different guys in different years that have been able to master this event. What did you think of his performance over the weekend?
Yeah, absolutely spectacular. I think that's 6 years in a row that we've walked away with that title, and I think what makes it cooler is it's not an easy title either. There are some serious competitors that are there every year, and Rob won it last year, and so I think he felt for the first time he might have had a target on his back this year, and that can be sometimes a lot of pressure to deal with. But I mean, he was so strong and so confident, and it was quite impressive, and it really set the tone. That being the first race of the weekend, I think everyone saw that and was like, all right, here we go.
You run a couple of the most grueling events in all of track and field, and I know you have run some steeplechase. Compare and contrast. Like, what's the hardest between the 800, the 1500, and the 3K steeplechase?
The steeplechase is unforgiving, that's for sure. And I think it's definitely a craft you have to master. I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. But yeah, I would definitely say the steeple. It's that brutal mix between just the sheer endurance and then still very quick race, and then to throw a couple of hurdles in the way. It just, yeah, it's tough.
No doubt. Well, likely for a lot of athletes, the Big Sky Outdoors is sort of the finale of the season. But for some of you guys are going to be advancing on as well. So, how do you sort of keep the shorts sharp and move on into regionals next week?
Yeah, I think it's just all about having a bit of a short memory, whether things went well for you last weekend or poorly. You just got to move on and stay focused. And we're fortunate that there's a good group of us moving on to regionals, so we get to do that together. But yeah, it's just about refocusing on regionals, and I think the whole year you always are focusing towards regionals and nationals. So it does feel like this is what we're building to.
Trying to pile up a bunch of points this last weekend as a team, and you guys did that, finishing second with 154 points. But now that it's more about sort of the smaller group, does that change the way you approach the races?
A little bit. Definitely sometimes in these tackle races, you know, before the 1500, I was aware of all my teammates' race plans. They were aware of mine. We were working together, and that's just natural in the conference sort of meet. In these regionals, the nationals, if you have a teammate in your race, that's awesome, but most likely you won't. And so it is all about managing the race for yourself. And there's a lot more unknowns. And so it is a bit of a shift, but I would say it's more used to what we are in the regular season, and conference is the anomaly.
Well, it should be really fun to follow along. But congratulations on all the success. Congratulations on the record. And thanks so much for taking some time for us here today.
Thank you very much.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road. Pump it up. Oh, yeah.
Big Sky Conference Championship track coverage continues. We're joined by yet another Big Sky Conference champion, young lady from Montana State, who took home the pole vault championship with a vault of 13 feet 9 inches. Tatum Richards joins us now here on Nuanez Now. Tatum, thanks for being here. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. First of all, just tell us about going into the championships. There were several Montana State women expected to contend, several from the Grizz as well. And so you had a lot of familiar faces that you vaulted against all year, but then you bring everybody else in from all across the conference. It was very competitive, but what was sort of your mindset going into it, and how were you able to come out on top?
Yeah, I mean, it was everyone. I think anyone in the top 10 could have won that meet, and we knew that coming in. During indoor, I was leading the conference. I honestly kind of expected myself to win indoor. So coming into outdoor, I was seated 5th, and my goals were just to feel good and be proud of myself and stay calm and composed. And so being able to do that, being able to put everything together on the right day, I think it just worked out in my favor for that day.
When you're coming down to it and it's just a couple of you left, what's that feeling like as a pole vaulter when you're kind of dueling it out? How do you sort of stay in the zone?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking, but we're also friends. So it's we're supporting each other. We see each other at meets all the time. But just trying to focus on myself. Sometimes I have to not watch the other vaulters just because it'll freak me out. So just focusing on myself in those moments, I think.
Does it still freak you out to watch other people go so high?
Kind of, a little bit, yeah. Just watching them, oh my gosh, I have to clear another bar to be able to win this. Sometimes I just turn around.
Tatum Richards here on Nuanez Now, ESPN Radio. We were talking about this on the show a while ago about the sports that have such the steepest entry points. And we were saying that the skeleton, which is the bobsled head first, bull riding, and pole vaulting. Those are the ones. How do you talk yourself into doing these things? So how did you first get into pole vaulting? When did you first sort of fall in love with this sport?
Yeah, I did gymnastics for 7 years, which is what most pole vaulters do. And then my parents just told me to try it. I was in 6th grade, so pretty young. Most people start in high school, but I was 12 and I just tried it and I liked it and my brother did it. And so I quit gymnastics and just kept doing it.
So you were kind of used to being upside down and flipping and things like that already.
Yeah. Yeah. And when you start, you're not really upside down and you're like 3 feet off the ground. So it's
Sure.
gradual build up.
When does it start to get scary though? Like at what height are you like, man, this is a long fall?
That it never seems scary to me. Sometimes when I watch like my teammate Colby jump, I'm like, wow, that's a big fall. But it never really scared me just because it's you just start low and build up.
Thrilling still though, probably, right?
Yeah, definitely. And there will be crazy jumps too that are a little scary, but for the most part, it's okay.
Well, very good. When it comes to the team performance, Montana State, I know that NAU is sort of elusive all the time in terms of the actual conference championship, but you guys
Mhm.
have the best meet that Montana State's women have had in almost 25 years. Top score since 2003, and I think the second highest score in the history of Bobcat
Mhm.
track and field. So when you analyze it just through the program perspective, an awesome, awesome meet for you young ladies. And I think 7 straight now, Big Sky Championship meets. You've been right there in
Mhm.
place. So what's been the keys to the consistency for just the Bobcat women's track team in general?
For the team in general, I know this year we really focused on just being a team. We had team dinners all the time. We talked about our goals every single meet. We would have a women's meeting and making sure we're supporting each other. And that was really big this year, especially. But I think we're just a really well-rounded group right now in every event group. And I think it's really working for us.
It seems like the well-rounded is something that Coach Weiss and the rest of his staff are really recruiting to. You want to have really competitive people in every single discipline. So,
Yeah.
do you see that, and how much do you think that helps you guys to score points as a team?
Oh, it's huge because I mean, if you look at NAU, they're a distance team. They have so many really great distance runners, but we're so close because we have really great people in every event. And so that's where we're getting our points. We're getting like second, third in everything, and it's just adding up, and we're just getting better every year.
How about yourself? You're from Emmett, Idaho, so a little ways away from home, but not too far. So,
Yeah.
what led you to Montana State? Tell us the story.
Actually when I was 12 years old. I'm from Arizona originally, and my coach Craig Hunter, our pole vault coach, he was coaching in Arizona for the summer with some friends at my club. So I always knew him. And so then when we started recruiting, I already knew him. So I emailed him, and I liked being close to home. All my other schools I was looking at weren't as close, and yeah, that's basically it. I like to hear. I love Bozeman. I love.
Bobcats win again.
So, fifth quarter at the R Bar?
Dude, I could crush a burger right now. Can you guys pick it up? I'm thirsty back here. Guys, what's up? Hop on in. Fifth quarter's this way.
Oh, new R Bar merch.
Yo, what's the fifth quarter?
They have food, drinks, and giveaways after every home game.
And these sweet Bobcat cups.
Oh, I'm in.
Take me to the R Bar.
Join us at the Rocking R Bar after every home game for the fifth quarter.
Let's go steer the blue and gold.
Being in this atmosphere.
Must be exciting too to just be a part of a program that is sort of like on the rise, like Montana Field is.
Yeah, for sure.
How about your coaches? How much have they contributed to your success and this championship specifically?
Oh my gosh, everything. Like I felt like coming into college, I didn't even like know how to pole vault. I was just like strong and fast. So my coach Craig, he's taught me everything about pole vault. Every like aspect of technique that I even have is like from him, and we've just dealt with a lot of things, a lot like injuries and mental things, and he's there for every step of it and just able to guide us through it. So yeah, it couldn't have like, been done without him.
Tatum Richards joining us here on Nuanez Now, ESPN Radio. And you can tell the coaching's obviously excellent with you guys having 3 of the top 5 vaulters in the entire conference. So, but it's good to have people that are of a same level as you to practice with every day. How much does that sort of propel you forward?
Oh, that's probably my favorite part. And we're such close friends, Megan and Libby and I. I love vaulting with them. Like it's a very healthy, like competitive relationship that we have. It's not jealousy at all. It's just we're all vaulting high and we want to keep vaulting high as a team. And I think that's my favorite part of practice is being able to do that.
Well, I know that for a lot of people, the Big Sky Championships are the sort of final step to the season, but still waiting on regional qualifications, right? So have you got any news or anything yet? And are you expecting to get the invite to regionals?
Yeah, I'm in 41st right now. They take 48, so I'm in. Megan's in as well. She's 48th, and then Colby too. So it'll be three of us going to College Station.
What do you think of that opportunity? Just going to one of the great track venues in all of the country?
I'm so excited. I heard they have like 6 pits going 6 different directions. So I'm super excited to just see the facility involved there.
Well, any goals or hopes at the regional?
I think, honestly, the same thing as conference. I just want to go and feel good about my vaults and just feel good on the day. I'm not necessarily looking to make nationals this year. It's a really competitive year for pole vault, so just feeling good about my jumps.
Well, very good. Well, congratulations on all your success. Congratulations on the Big Sky title, and best of luck at regionals.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for being here today.
Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any town pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.